Recently, Zack D Films, a YouTuber with over 22 million subscribers, released a short where he argued that a medieval Roman Catholic superstition about cats had deadly consequences. Let's see how accurately his claims represent history.
He ordered all cats to be killed, believing they carried Satan's spirit inside them. Across Europe, thousands were chased down and put to death.
Completely false. Now, Pope Gregory IX did issue a papal bull that mentions cats in a negative light, but in context, the Pope was describing a satanic ritual that was occurring in the Rhineland, as it had been described to the Pope by one of his inquisitors. While it describes peculiar practices, it never advocates for the killing of any cats, much less throughout all of Europe. It was sent to one specific city called Mainz, warning them about what a satanic cult was supposedly doing in their midst. It was most definitely not advocating for all of Europe to destroy cats. Plus, there's no evidence that cat persecution ever happened on a large scale in Europe, or that the cat populations were significantly reduced at this time.
But these cats ate rats and mice that lived in the streets. And after they were killed, the rats multiplied and thrived. Now the rats were covered in fleas, which carried the plague. And because there were so many, the plague spread quicker.
There are several problems with this supposed connection between Gregory's papal bull and the Black Death. Firstly, the papal bull came out around 1232 AD, while the plague started in Europe in 1347, continuing to an extent for centuries. Can we really attempt to draw a connection between a locally targeted papal bull, which never even advocated for killing cats, and a plague that started 115 years later and lasted for centuries? Moreover, the plague didn't just hit Europe. It was ravaging Asia before 1347, and it did significant damage in Egypt, perhaps even worse than it did in Europe. Egypt has of course long been known for its love of cats, and both Egypt and Asia were outside papal jurisdiction. So a connection between deaths in Europe and a supposed lack of cats there doesn't seem to follow the evidence. Another problem is that while rats brought the plague to Europe, remember that plague-carrying fleas went onto other hosts, including humans, dogs, and yes, cats. There can be little doubt that cats also played a big role spreading the plague, given a person will probably be more willing to let a cat sit in their lap than a rat or a mouse. Cats can stop rats, but they certainly can't stop fleas.
Millions of people were wiped out, all because of the Pope's superstition.
Now, to be clear, medieval times did have quite a few superstitions, which of course many people still have today. But a mass execution of cats across Europe by Pope's orders is not an example of this. And Gregory's papal bull that references cats is most definitely not a key source of the bubonic plague in Europe. While it's a prevalent narrative, Middle Ages people were often not as dumb as we falsely portray them. It makes for a good story and a highly popular YouTube video, but it fails to clear the hurdle of historical evidence.